Hello and welcome everyone. On behalf of Endeavor Careers, I welcome all of you to this YouTube live lecture series. My name is Rajendra Singh Bisht, and I'm the product head and chief mentor of GK for Endeavor Careers, and I will be taking you through this particular GK session. So before beginning this session, let me tell you that today's session is going to be like an overview of GK section in law and BP entrance examinations. So in this section, in this particular lecture, I will speak about primarily three things. First is, I will give you a brief overview of the GK section in various law and BP entrance examinations as to what are the types of questions that you can expect in these exams. Correct? And third thing will be, what are some of the important study sources that you must follow for your GK preparation? Okay. And as a corollary to that, in addition to that, I will also be speaking about how is Endeavor Careers, how are we going to help you in your GK preparation? Correct? So before I begin with today's lecture, actually, let me wait for a couple of minutes for other students also to join. And then we will begin this session, maybe in next 2 minutes. All right. So guys, I want all of you to get your pens and papers out so that you can make note of information that I will share with you in this lecture. And you can also post your comments and your questions in the chat box. I will be answering those also. Okay. So in the beginning of this lecture, I'm assuming that majority of the students who are attending this lecture are here for preparing for law and BP entrance examinations. Correct? So these are the two primary examinations which I will be covering in this session. Okay. When it comes to law, I will be speaking from the point of view of CLAT, AILET, Maharashtra CET, and Symbiosis law. Correct. Similarly, in BP entrance examinations, my primary focus is going to be on Symbiosis once again, then Christ University, DUJET, IPU CET, Indraprasth University, Delhi, PDPU, which is Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay University of Energy in Gandhinagar, St. Xavier's, and other such examinations. All right. So I will be sharing a general GK preparation strategy for you, which should be helpful for you in all of these examinations and other examinations also of this similar nature. Correct? So this is the background. Let me now begin with today's session. And yes, so GK session or GK section rather, in all of these examinations is generally named as general knowledge including current affairs. General knowledge including current affairs. That means that in all of these examinations, GK section has two further subsections. There are two further subsections in GK section in these examinations. All right, so one of this section is called as current affairs, while another is called as static GK. What do I mean by this? I will clarify that in a moment's time. As of now, let me tell you that if you look at the weightages of current affairs versus static GK, so generally speaking, it is 60% questions from current affairs with almost 40% questions from static GK. Correct? So the ratio generally is 60-40. So 60% questions or majority questions will be from current affairs with some questions from static GK also. Now, let me put an alert here. Let me add a caveat here. Guys, this division, this bifurcation that I told you, 60-40, this can vary from one examination to another examination. There may be variation from 1 year to another year also. So it is not watertight. It is not hard and fast that there will be 60-40 always in all the examinations. This is only a rough idea. Correct? Further speaking, there are exam specific variations. Correct? So for example, in the new pattern of CLAT, pattern, I think this ratio is somewhere around 90-10 in favor of current affairs. Correct? So I hope you got the idea that this 60-40 is generally true. Excuse me. So this 60-40 is generally true. This is not always true. This is not true for all the examinations and all the years. So there are year-wise variation, there are exam-wise variation also. Correct? Okay, so this is the first thing, that there are two broad subsections, which is current affairs and static GK. Now, if you look at the topics or the areas which are covered under current affairs, and similarly topics or areas which are covered under static GK, so these are some of the important topics within current affairs. These are business awareness, awards and recognitions, newsmakers, which are persons and places which are in news, then national events, international events, and sports. Correct? So generally, current affairs or news related questions are from these topics. Correct? I will give you a sample of these questions or these topics going forward. But before that, let us look at static GK section. All right. So in static GK, you are expected to know the basics of economics, basics of Indian Constitution, India's and world geography, then some history, some science, and some knowledge about important organizations. Correct. For example, last year and this year, we are in the middle of a pandemic. So obviously the role of WHO becomes very important. Correct? Because WHO is that international organization spearheading the effort to deal with coronavirus pandemic at the global level. Correct? So in all the examinations this year, you can expect questions based on WHO. Correct? So this is a broad bifurcation of current affairs and static GK sections. Correct? So these are some important areas within current affairs and within static GK. Now, in the next slide, we are going to look at some sample questions of current affairs and of static GK, which were asked in last year's paper, which were asked in 2020's paper. Correct? So you will get an idea about the type of questions and about their level of difficulty from these sample questions. Correct? So let us look at some of those. So I have collected these sample questions from various law entrance examinations as well as BB entrance examinations. Correct? All right, I'll first talk about current affairs. So as we saw in the last slide, these are the important areas for exam within current affairs. So we will pick up these areas one by one. We will start with business awareness. So let us start with the first area, that is business awareness, and let us look at what are the type of questions that come from business awareness. Correct? So business awareness include questions based on business, commerce, industry, and economy. Correct? And this particular section is very, very important for BB entrance examination. It's an absolute must for BB entrance examination. Here is a sample question. All right. So this question is asking, With effect from 1st of April 2021, these two banks, which are United Bank of India and Oriental Bank of Commerce, these will be merged with which other bank? Correct. So do you want to attempt this question? Do you want to take a hit? Do you want to respond to this question? Which do you think is the correct answer out of the four? State Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, Bank of Baroda, or Indian Bank? By the time you type your answers in the chat box, let me tell you that this particular process, that is the merger of United Bank of India and Oriental Bank of Commerce into another government bank, is a part of government's strategy to deal with difficulties or the financial troubles in India's banking sector. Correct? All right. So let me tell you the correct answer to this question. Correct answer is Punjab National Bank. Correct answer to this question was Punjab National Bank. So United Bank of India and Oriental Bank of Commerce, both of them have been merged into Punjab National Bank. Correct? This also means that all the customers of UBI and OBC, they will now become the customers of Punjab National Banks. Correct? All right, let us look at another question. All right, let us look at another question based on business awareness so that you get a fair idea about the type of questions from this area. Okay. All right, so this question is about Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan or Atmanirbhar Bharat package. All right, this was a stimulus package that government announced to deal with the pandemic-induced economic stress. All right, so the question says, Government of India has announced a stimulus package under Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme in May last year. All right, you need to tell what was the total amount of this package. What was the package worth? All right. Once again, giving you some time to try to answer this question. Then we will match your answer with the correct answer. Okay, by the way, those of you who read numbers in lakhs and crores, let me tell you guys, trillion is equal to 1 trillion is equal to 1 lakh crore. So if this is of some help, 1 trillion is equal to 1 lakh crore. All right. Now, can you answer this question? Okay. So guys, in this case, in this question, the correct answer is 20 trillion. The overall package was worth 20 lakh crore. So government was planning to spend 20 lakh crore to give support to Indian economy during pandemic. All right. So these were the two questions. I think you got some idea that in business awareness, you are expected to know about the new type of developments that are taking place in Indian economy or in Indian business and industries. Correct? You also should know about the key figures or key data like in this question. Correct? In this question, you're expected to know about the actual number, the actual amount. Correct? All right, let us move on to next category, which is awards and recognition. Okay. Let us move on to next category, which is awards and recognitions. Once again, this is another very favorite type of category from which a lot of questions are asked every year in your exam. All right. Once again, I'll give you a sample of couple of questions from awards and recognitions so that you get an idea what you need to remember about awards. Look at the first question. Which Indian film star? Okay. I think there is some mistake in the choices because there are only 2 film stars. Rest 2 are numbers. This is a mistake. This is an error. So you read it as Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan. By the way, guys, let me tell you the correct answer is from first and second because it is an actress. Correct. So question is, which Indian film actress has won the Crystal Award 2020 at World Economic Forum in January last year? Correct. My apologies for this error. Ignore these two. So you need to tell me which is that actress. Is this Priyanka Chopra? Is it Deepika Padukone? I'm not asking about your favorite actress. I'm asking about the actress who has won Crystal Award. Send your responses, send your answers. All right, I think some of you got it correct, some of you got it wrong. Correct answer is Deepika Padukone. So correct answer to this question is Deepika Padukone is the winner of Crystal Award 2020. All right. Okay. Deepika Padukone has been awarded with this Crystal Award because of her effort in spreading awareness related to mental health. All right. So for spreading awareness related to mental health issues, Deepika Padukone has been given this award. By the way, you should know that Deepika Padukone has an NGO in her name. She has an NGO which is called as Live, Love, Laugh. It's called as Live, Love, Laugh Foundation. And through that foundation, Deepika Padukone works towards mental health issues. Correct? So Crystal Award 2020 was given to Deepika Padukone. All right, let me tell you another, let me share with you another example of a question from awards and recognition from last year's paper. This time, it is an award in journalism. So question is, who was the winner of Raymond Magsaysay Award 2019 for journalism? There are 4 choices given. This time, all the 4 choices are correct, including their correct, including the correct TV channels that they belong to. And by the time you type in your responses, by the time you think about the question and type in your responses, let me tell you a couple of facts based on couple of facts related to Raymond Magsaysay Award. Let me tell you a couple of important facts related to Raymond Magsaysay Award. All right. So fact number 1 is, this is an award presented by Philippines. So award is given by the government of Philippines or Philippines. All right. Second is, this is a very, very prestigious award. In fact, this award is so prestigious that it is sometimes also known as Asia's Nobel Prize, which means one of the most prestigious awards in Asia. Correct. And why is the question asking about Magsaysay Award 2019? Because there was no award presented in 2020. Correct. For obvious reason, that is pandemic. All right. So now the question is, Raymond Magsaysay Award 2019 was given to Ravish Kumar of NDTV. Ravish Kumar is a TV anchor. He is a TV anchor and managing editor in NDTV India, which is the Hindi news channel of NDTV Group. Correct. He is the winner of Raymond Magsaysay Award 2019. Correct. All right. Once again, I am hoping that you got an idea that what are the kind of questions that you can expect from awards and recognitions. Let us quickly move on to the next category, which is newsmakers. Next category is newsmakers. So in newsmakers, we are first going to look at persons in news. Persons in news. Persons in news means someone who created news headlines last year, maybe by some of their actions, maybe by some of their words. Correct. So there is one such statement which is asked, which had been asked in this question. How dare you You have stolen my dreams, my childhood with your empty words. So last year, this was a question asked in NLU Delhi's exam. And the question was, who made this statement? Who made this statement? Correct? Because the question is asking about childhood. So obviously you can understand that this has to be a child activist. That has to be a child activist. Correct? And all four of them were young children, are young children. In fact, 3 of them are still alive. So what is the correct answer? Any guesses? Correct answer is Greta Thunberg. Correct answer is Greta Thunberg. All right. Now, Greta Thunberg, who is a child environmental activist from Sweden. Why did and where did she make this statement? What was the context of this statement? So please remember, she made this statement in UN Climate Action Summit in 2019. So this 2019 United Nations Climate Action Summit was held at New York. Correct? And she was addressing, in fact, she was accusing the world leaders of making hollow promises and not doing sufficient for preventing climate change. So this was Greta Thunberg's angry outburst on world leaders during a United Nations climate conference in 2019. Correct? So this is how we call it. This is what we call as persons in news or newsmakers. Correct? Let me quickly tell you another question which is based on places in news. This time, let us look at a question based on places in news. Let me remove this additional information, additional wordings, and let us look at a place which was in news. And this is why it became a question in last year's exam. So question is, which of the following Indian structure was included in SCO? SCO list of 8 wonders of the world. SCO is an organization which is, the full form is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Shanghai Cooperation Organization. We will talk about this organization in one of our future lectures. As of now, let us try to answer this question. So which of the structure from India was included in SCO or Shanghai Cooperation Organization's list of 8 wonders of the world? I think this is an easy question. This is an easy question, and answer to this easy question is the Statue of Unity. Statue of Unity is the bronze statue of Sardar Patel in Gujarat, and the statue, you know, is also the highest statue in the world. So this statue was included in this statue. There was a question based on this statue in last year's exam. Correct? So guys, are you getting some idea about what do I mean by newsmakers? Newsmakers persons and newsmakers places. Correct? Are you getting some idea? All right. Let us look at next category, which is national news. National news is news related to events within India, events like elections, events like new policies and new schemes formed by government. Events may be like new some controversies that have erupted within India. Correct? So that's called as national events. Similarly, we have a category called as international events, in which we cover similar type of news but from other countries. So let us look at examples of national events which were asked in last year's exam, as well as international events which were asked in last year's exam. We will first look at national events. Okay, so look at this question. This is about a new scheme launched by Government of India last year. Last year as in 2019. This was a scheme launched in 2019. Question is, which of the following is a scheme by Government of India which comprised of paying direct monetary benefit to farmers? Direct monetary benefit means a fixed amount is deposited directly in the bank accounts of all the farmers in India. Correct? Let me tell you, this amount which gets credited into bank accounts of all the farmers is 6,000 rupees per annum. So every year farmers get 6,000 rupees in 3 installments of 2,000 each. Question is, what is the name of this scheme? Correct. I feel that this is also an easy question. This is also an easy question, and I think most of you know the answer. Answer in this case is PM Kisan. PM Kisan. Correct answer is PM Kisan. PM Kisan, by the way, is a short form. Expanded form is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. So that's the full form, and PM Kisan is the short form. Correct? So government schemes is a very, very important area for current affairs. Okay, let us look at few other questions. Okay, let us look at the next question. Okay, this question is based on international events which have taken place outside India, but that has a very strong India connection. And what is that connection? We are asking about a person of Indian origin. The question is asking about an Indian origin politician named Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, who has been elected as the president of a country last year. All right. So you are expected to know the name of that country. All right. Correct. So before I tell you the correct answer to this question, guys, are you getting some sense of level of difficulty of the questions also? Take a pause for 10 seconds and think about it. All those questions that you saw so far, have those questions gave you some idea or some sense about which type of news must be focused on while you are preparing for these exams? Correct? All right. So Chandrika Prasad Santokhi has been appointed as the 9th president or the current president of Suriname. All right. I don't know how many of you are aware of this country, because it's not a very well-known country. It's a small country. Suriname is a small country situated in South America. It's a small country situated at the coast of Atlantic Ocean in South America. And Chandrika Prasad Santokhi had become the new president of this country last July. All right. Okay. Let me give you another example of international news. This time it is about a protest which took place, or a citizens' protest movement which took place in Hong Kong. All right. A citizen protest movement which took place in Hong Kong in 2019. All right. The question is about what was the cause of this movement? What was the primary reason behind people in Hong Kong rising up and revolting and protesting against the government? Okay. Just to help you, just to give you some hint, let me tell you, people in Hong Kong are protesting against China. All right. So I think you got a hint that if it is about China, A and B cannot be the correct answers, because China is not facing the problem of unemployment, and China is also one of the very few and rare countries which are showing economic progress and economic growth even during the pandemic. Correct? So it must be about some new law, either an extradition law or new labor laws. So you see what I've done? Using some logic, I have narrowed down my choices. So guys, this kind of logic is also useful while you do not know when you do not know the exact answer and when you are trying to make a guess. All right. So use your common sense. Okay. So correct answer has to be either 3 or 4. Okay. And what do you think is the correct answer? Do you want to make guess? All right. Let me tell you. The correct answer to this question is extradition law. China has introduced, or China has passed a new extradition law, which will be applicable on Hong Kong also. And under this law, the people in Hong Kong, they fear that China will misuse this law for putting a restriction on people's right to freedom of speech. Correct? So Hong Kong is that one rare part of China where people still have some freedom. All right. Because in mainland China, probably you know that there is no Facebook, there is no Twitter. Correct? And internet is also greatly controlled by the government. Okay? So people in Hong Kong fear that China is planning to impose similar type of rules and regulations and policies in Hong Kong also. And this is why they are protesting against this. By the way, guys, this protest, which took place in Hong Kong, is also known as umbrella protests. Okay? There is an interesting story. Why is the protest called as umbrella protest? Do a Google search about it. Okay? Try to do a Google search that why does the protest in Hong Kong called as umbrella protest. Okay? You will get some interesting insights. Correct? All right, let us look at next category, which is sports. This is my favorite. Correct? And fortunately, there are a lot of questions based on sports in exam also. So, okay. Questions like questions based on sporting tournament and sporting championships. So this question is about Santosh Trophy is a tournament associated with which of the following sport? I think this should be an easy question. Santosh Trophy is a domestic football tournament of India. It's a domestic football tournament. It's a very old tournament. I think if I remember correctly, the tournament started sometime in 1941. 1941 the tournament started, which means it is older than Indian independence. So it's a pre-independence domestic football tournament, uh, which is played annually. Correct? So this type of question can come from sports. Another type of question from sports is which country will host 2024 Summer Olympics? Okay. I want all of you to try to answer this question. And for that, I'm giving you 20 seconds. I'm waiting 20 seconds for you to type in your responses. Let us see who gets it correct. It will be interesting to see who gets it correct or if anyone gets it correct. I'm waiting. Waiting for you to answer this. All right. So guys, if you have answered Japan, let me tell you Japan is wrong answer. Correct? Because Japan was to host 2020's Olympics. Unfortunately, 2020's Olympics could not be held in 2020 or 2020. 2021, I mean, they could not be completed in 2020. These Olympics are scheduled this year. They are scheduled in July 2021. Though there is still uncertainty about whether Japan will conduct this Olympics or not, because pandemic is still raging. But question is not about 2020's Olympics. Question was about 2024's Olympics. All right, and 2024's Olympic was to be held in France. In 2024, France, or should I say Paris, will host 2024's Olympics. All right. So I hope you got a fair idea about the type of questions that you will encounter from current affairs topics. Yes or no? I hope you get an idea. All right, let us now quickly give you an idea. And I'm very sure that you also got an idea about the level of difficulty. Okay? Some of these questions are easy. Some of these questions were of moderate difficulty. Correct? I think none of these questions were very difficult. All right. So generally, GK questions in these examinations are of moderate difficulty level. Yeah, but unlike the current affairs part, static GK questions can be somewhat more difficult. All right, so let me move on to this next category of next subsection within GK, which is static GK. All right, so guys, static GK is something where information is more or less static, or information is more or less unchanging. Correct. So this is the type of these are the type of topics or questions which does not change from one year to next year, or even if they change, the rate of change is very slow. Correct. So in static GK, topics like economics, politics and Indian constitution, geography, history, general science, important organization, etc. These are the questions from these topics are asked. Correct. Now, out of these topics, obviously, economics become very important for BBA. Economics become very important for BBA, while constitution becomes very important for law students. Correct. Now, constitution is important for law students because constitution, the questions from constitutions will be asked both in GK as well as in legal aptitude. Correct. This is why constitution section is very important for law students. Though there is a tendency of questions from constitution in BBA exams also. Correct. All right. So let me give you some samples so that you get an idea about type of questions from economics, constitution, geography, history, and so on that are asked in questions, that are asked in exams. I'll take one question each. So let me look at first question from economics. This is about bonds. This is about bond and bond yields. I hope those of you who belong to commerce stream, they know about bonds and debentures. Correct? Those of you who are from non-commerce background, they should stay tuned because we will conduct some of the lectures on economics also. So for the timing, let us try to answer this question. So there are 4 statements given based on government bonds or based on bonds. You need to tell me that which of these statements are true or false using these 4 choices. 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to give me correct answer out of these 4. So select the correct option from these 4. And because there are big statements, there are 4 full statements. So I think you will take some time to read these and process these statements. So I'll wait for another 10 seconds. I want you to use your logic. Even if you do not know the exact answer, if you know the exact answer, type your answer. Out of choice 1, 2, 3, 4, if you do not know the exact answer, try to use your logic. Okay. As a part of strategy, let me show you how you can use logic to get closer to the answer, even for those questions that you do not know exactly. Okay. Look at statement number 1. It says that all right, interest or coupon rate. Correct. We'll talk about this. So don't worry about this right now. Okay. Right now, just consider yield to be income. So it says that income from government bonds will always be lower than income from corporate bonds. This statement appears to be not true because this is not always true. So can we say that all the questions where statement number 1 is there, all the options where statement number 1 is there, cannot be the correct answer? Correct. So correct answer is choice number 1. Correct answer is choice number 1. So guys, you see, even those questions which at the first glance appear very difficult, if you stay with the question and put some thought into the question, even seemingly difficult questions can be answered. Correct? All right. Okay, by the way, let me also tell you, or probably some of you already know, that statement number 3 is also incorrect. Statement number 3 is also incorrect because in India, government bonds are not called as treasury bills because treasury bills are issued for less than 1 year duration. They are issued for a duration less than 1 year, whereas government bonds have a tenure of more than 2 years. More than or equal to 2 years. So statement number 3 is also false. Correct? All right. So are you getting the lesson? Lesson is, even if the question is difficult, do not leave it altogether. Correct? Use your common sense and you will get answers to a lot of questions. All right. So this is a question based on economics. Let us look at question based on let us look at question based on politics or constitution. So this is a question based on Indian Constitution. Should be an easy question for law students because the question is asking about ex officio chairman of Council of States. Council of States. Once again, guys, let me tell you, Council of States here mean Rajya Sabha. I think the question becomes very, very easy now. Article 64 and Article 89(1) says that who will be the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha? Yes, the correct answer is Vice President of India. Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. I think this is basic school level civics, which means it is an easy question. Let me give you a sample of question from geography. So guys, through this exercise, I am planning to show, give you a sense of type of questions and their level of difficulty so that you can adjust your preparation accordingly, so that you get an idea whether you are reading sufficiently challenging material or not. Okay? So that you get an idea as if you are reading the right type of material or not. What is that right type of material? We'll come to that also. All right, so this is a question based on geography, and this question is about something called as 9-dash line. Question is 9-dash line is located in which of these 4 water bodies? Now, I think this is a relatively tough question. Okay? Especially for those of you who are not in the habit of reading newspapers. Correct? Because this 9-dash line is recently in news. This 9-dash line, guys, is the dividing line or the boundary line between China and Taiwan. It's a dividing line between China and Taiwan. Correct? That means this line is a bone of contention. That also means that this line is very controversial. This line is very controversial. Correct? So I think now some of you will be able to answer that if it is a controversy involving China in sea, it has to be, correct answer has to be South China Sea. All right. Correct. So this is about the question from geography. Let us look at next question from science. Next question is from history. Let us look at a question from history. Okay. The famous song Sare Jahan Se Achha Hindustan Hamara was written by which of these four poets? So this was a song written in 1904. You need to tell me this song was written by which of these four poets? Nazrul Islam, Allama Iqbal, Faiz Ahmad Faiz या फिर कवि प्रदीप. ठीक है? I don't know, but according to me, this is a moderate question. I don't think this is a very difficult question. This is a moderate question. Correct answer to this question is Allama Muhammad Iqbal. Okay? This was a song written by Muhammad Iqbal, the very famous Urdu poet. And as I told you, the song was written in 1904. That means in pre-independence period. Because post-independence, that is after 1947, Muhammad Iqbal, he went to Pakistan, and in Pakistan, he was declared as national poet. He was declared as the national poet of Pakistan. Correct? All right. Isn't this interesting? Isn't it interesting, guys, to know that the national poet of Pakistan actually wrote Sare Jahan Se Achha Hindustan Hamara. Correct? So this is what partition does. This is what partition does. So someone who wrote Sare Jahan Se Achha Hindustan Hamara is now the national poet of Pakistan. All right. Let us look at next question, which is based on general science. And because this is the time of pandemic, I have chosen a question which has an angle of virus in it. The question is, the chemical component is, which chemical component is found in most of the virus? Once again, guys, this was a question asked in 2019 NLU Delhi's exam. Okay? This was a question found in NLU Delhi's exam. Yeah, so what is the correct answer? Correct answer in this case is, which is that one thing we found, which is that one thing found in all type of viruses. Probably you know from your science classes in school that viruses are sometimes DNA virus or RNA virus. Correct? Which means some viruses have DNA, some viruses have RNA. But the question is, which of the four things present in almost all the viruses? Correct? So answer will be protein. Protein which forms the outer covering of virus is present in all type of virus. In fact, this what we call as coronavirus. Coronavirus has a specific corona-like shape of its protein layer. Correct? So the outer protein layer is shaped like a corona or shaped like a crown. Hence, the virus name is called coronavirus. Correct? So are you getting this point that why coronavirus got its name from a specific structure of its outer protein shell? Correct? All right. Before we move on to the next slide, let me look at a question from international organization. The question based on international organization asked in last year's exam. Question is about the International Solar Alliance is headquartered in which of these four countries? International Solar Alliance, guys, by the way, is a new international organization set up only in 2015. It's a new organization set up in 2015. Probably you got the idea from the name that it has got to do with using solar energy. correct? All right. So are you able to guess that the correct answer to this question is India. India is the country where the headquarters of International Solar Alliance is present. Headquarters is in Gurugram or Gurgaon, as was previously known. Gurugram or Gurgaon, correct? All right. So guys, I have given you an idea about what are the type of questions, what are the type of topics, and what are the level of difficulty of questions that you will expect in GK sections in law and BB entrance examinations. Along the way, I have also given you one method of using common sense while solving difficult questions or while solving questions which you are not sure of. Okay. Now, the next portion of today's lecture is about what are the major what are some of the major study sources that we must follow for our GK preparation. Correct. What are some of the sources that we must follow for our GK preparation? And here I will also speak about how will and what are all sources Endeavor will provide to you. Correct. How will Endeavor help you in your GK preparation? How are we going to prove useful for you in your GK preparation? All right. So as I've divided GK sections into current affairs and static, similarly, I'm dividing study sources also into current affairs and static. Okay. So we are first going to look at some important sources or study material that you must use for current affairs. And then we will look at static GK. I will give you some recommendations. All right. Correct. So in current affairs, first of all, we will talk about things that you must do daily. Okay. Things that you must do daily, and that thing is reading a newspaper. I don't know how many of you guys are in the habit of reading a newspaper regularly, but if you are reading newspapers, please continue with that. But if you are not in the habit of reading newspapers, I think you should start as early as possible. Correct? Maybe start from today itself, because newspaper reading is going to prove very beneficial. Two suggestions from my side here. Suggestion number one is ideal time that you must devote on reading newspapers. So guys, about ideal time, my suggestion is that please spend around this much time daily. Spend around 1 hour daily on newspapers. Okay? Don't spend less than 45 minutes. Don't spend more than 1 hour. Correct? Don't underdo or overdo this. All right. Okay, this is my first suggestion. And my second suggestion is start with Times of India. If you have never read a newspaper before, start with Times of India because it is easy. It is easier. Correct? And then gradually you can migrate to the Hindu, because at a lot of places you will read or you will get the suggestions that you should read the Hindu. My suggestion to you is that if you are a newbie, if you are beginning reading, if you are starting reading newspaper recently, don't jump to the Hindu straight away. Start with Times of India, then gradually progress to the Hindu. So these are my two suggestions related to newspaper reading. All right. So newspaper reading is something that I'm suggesting you to do daily. Along with newspaper reading daily, there are two things that I will ask you to do weekly. Two things that you should do weekly. And in both of these two things, you will need or you will get support from Endeavor. Correct? So one of this is a video which is available on Endeavor's YouTube channel every week. And the video is called as Newsmaker of the Week. Through this video, we talk about one important personality of the week someone who has done something significant or someone who has created news in last 1 week. Correct? So this particular video, which is available on Endeavor's YouTube channel, there is a separate playlist created there, and that playlist is updated every week. You should check this playlist every week. Correct? Along with that, if you go to Endeavor's portal, which is www.endeavorcareers.com. Correct? So on the website, there is a section called as Students Zone. So on Endeavor's website, there is a section called as Students Zone. And in the Student Zone, there is a page called as Current Affairs and GK. Correct? If you scroll to the bottom of this page, you will get the link of a weekly current affair blogs. All right. So I hope you are getting the point. Where can you find all of these? So this is also a weekly feature. This is a curation or a compilation of most important news of the week. Correct? So this is in text format and this is in video format. Correct? Text format and video format. So this is a video and this is text. All right. One is available on YouTube, another is available on Endeavor's website. Okay. Check both of these out every week. So along with daily and weekly thing, I will also ask you to do something monthly. Two things I will ask you to do monthly. Once again, one of this is watching a monthly video. Watching a monthly current affair video available on Endeavor's YouTube channel. This video is called as GK Capsule. Correct? Once again, if you go to Endeavor's YouTube channel, there will be a playlist by this name, GK Capsule. So this is the second playlist that I'm suggesting to you, other than after Newsmaker of the Week. So one playlist is Newsmaker of the Week. Another playlist is GK Capsule. Correct? Both of them are available on Endeavor's YouTube channel. All right. So I hope you will watch these videos weekly as well as monthly. Along with that, here I've also mentioned a monthly news magazine. Correct? So there are multiple news magazines. There are multiple current affairs magazines available in the market. You can purchase any of those. By the way, Endeavor also have a magazine. Endeavor also have a current affair magazine, which is monthly. This magazine is called as Genesis. This is Endeavor's monthly current affair magazine. This is also available on Endeavor's portal. Okay. Where can you access all of these? I'll just give you a link. In the next slide, I'll give you the link of all of these where you can get all of these available. I'll give you the link where you will get this Genesis, GK Capsule, Newsmaker of the Week, everything that you see written in blue. You will get free of cost, where I will just show you in the next slide. Correct. So these are some of the things that you will have to do yourself. Along with that, we also conduct live current affairs lectures. We also conduct live current affair lectures, some of which we will conduct on this YouTube channel also. So I will very sincerely suggest all of you to stay tuned because we will conduct current affairs live lecture on this channel. Correct? So these are the things that you should follow for current affairs preparation. All right, guys, if you are unclear of anything, you can ask your questions. Okay? If you are not able to recall any question, or if you get any question at a later stage, do leave those questions in the comment box. Correct? We will respond back to that. Okay? By the way, now let us look at things that you will need for your static GK preparation. Correct? For static GK preparation, there are books available called as GK manuals or GK books. Once again, there are multiple such books available on market. You can get these books in your nearest bookstall, or you can check these books out on Amazon also or on Flipkart also, because these are available in both hard copy as well as soft copy format. We also have static GK books, which we have divided into different modules. Each module covering one particular area, like economics module, constitution ka module, general science module, and so on. And all of these modules are available on Endeavor's portal. Correct? Similarly, there are static GK videos also available on Endeavor's portal. And along with all of these, we will conduct static GK live lectures also on this channel. We will conduct static GK live lectures also on this channel. Correct? So I hope you got an idea. I think you got two ideas. Idea number one is you got some type of hint and indication about which are the type of questions asked in examination and what are some of the sources that you must use for your current affairs and GK, static GK preparation. I think this is the first idea, hopefully, that you got. And second idea that you got is that lot of action is going to take place on this particular YouTube channel. Lot of videos are going to be uploaded. Lot of very relevant study material will be uploaded on this channel in coming few days, in coming few weeks. So please stay tuned and please spread the word to your other friends also who are sincere and who are preparing for some of these examinations. Correct? Now, before leaving, let me tell you, I mentioned that we will provide some of these stuff to all of you free of cost. And you can visit Endeavor's website. You can visit Endeavor's website at www.endeavorcareers.com to get an idea how to get all and other such material free. I'm typing the website address. You can go and visit this website, and on website you will see multiple courses, each suiting to your requirement. I've also mentioned 4 such courses here, 2 pertaining to law aspirants and 2 pertaining to BBA aspirants. The details are also mentioned here, that what all are part of these lectures. What all are parts of these courses. So you can check out the details here. You can also check out the details on Endeavor Careers website. And yes, please also stay tuned on this YouTube channel, because we will be posting some very, very useful material on this channel. And all those stuff that I told you, Endeavor will provide you. You can get a free access to all of that. You can get a free access to all of that I spoke about in my lecture. Everything that I spoke about in last half an hour or so, you can get all of that free of cost if you go and visit this particular link. Correct? So guys, please visit this link. Please visit this link. If you have any questions, leave your questions in the comment box, and we will answer those questions. With this, I will stop today's lecture here. Hopefully, I'm able to answer some of your queries. I'm looking forward to receiving further queries from you, further questions from you. And I will also, I'm also inviting you to join this course on YouTube. And I'm also inviting you to attend future lectures on this channel. With this, I'm signing off. See you again in the next lecture. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.